It's show business. There is no show without the business
aspect of it.
There is none. There is none. You know, maybe you'll get your 5 moments of fame, but if you want to be definitely successful and you want to be dedicated, you need to be able to combine both. And it's exactly what you're saying. You need to be able to pitch yourself or your product. You need to be able to understand what it is that you're talking about, because how are you gonna, sell me something if you don't even know how your thing works?
Exactly.
And it's same about your creative aspect. If you don't believe in your print and you don't make it come to life, and how are you gonna sell it to me?
Exactly.
How? So you gotta be a salesperson at the same time. You gotta believe in your product, and you have to have like a step plan of how you want to reach there.
Exactly. And also to mention, I always appreciate when you would share like business advice with me and be like,
thank you.
Zillah, think of the business aspect, of course, because a lot of times I would say, yeah, Elektra, I'm doing this. She's like, okay, but so how do you plan to monetize on this, So, and then I would be like, well, I'm not sure yet. And then you would be like, well, maybe you should think about doing this and this and this. So I really appreciate when we have our little conversations and you share some knowledge of how I can go about monetizing anything that I'm doing, because I know that you have been in this for years, so you know the business aspect of it.
For sure. But I'm always learning as a creative. We learn as we go. I don't know everything, and I learn every day from the people that that the business or the creative aspect that you want to go in. You gotta study up. You gotta do your little homework.
Have to.
Read it up. Google it, like they say.
And the people that we are looking up to,
right,
they had a start. They did not start off knowing everything.
No.
They had to research, they had to wing it, they had to be in it and then learn while they're in it. And you have to do the same.
Exactly.
You have to do the same.
And of course, I've noticed that in St.Maarten, we are a creative country. We are a creative country. We have so many whether it's singers, painters, spoken word, designers, candle maker, you name it, we've got it all. But I like what I'm seeing, where we have our creatives starting to grow like a culture of, made in St.Maarten.
Yes.
It's made in St.Maarten, or it's made from a person in St.Maarten that had an idea to, hey, I'm going to make a necklace, and put the island of St.Maarten
on it.
And I'm going to sell that. But it's something from us.
Yes.
So
and
I
quality
think,
things too, huh?
Nice, beautiful stuff. So I think it's a great opportunity for people to be part of this stimulating funds, and the how you say the email or the website. What is it exactly, so people can know?
All right. So it is www.stimulatingfonds.nl. So that is
www.stimulatingfonds.nl. Okay, stimulating. Don't forget the S. Fonds. .nl.
So you go on there and then you click on subsidies, and then you will see the subsidy for emerging design practices, ABCSSS.
Okay.
And then you click on that and then you follow the instructions.
Okay, great. So folks, and you know what's the nice thing? Creatives, you don't have to think, oh, maybe I'm too old, or I'm too young, or, I think it's wonderful when, you're just a creative. You don't have to put an age on it or anything like that.
And you can't, because recently I was looking at a video where they were showing like the guy who made Alibaba and the person who made Starbucks. They were like in their 50s, 60s, 70s, Apple. So it is not you cannot put a timestamp on it. You just cannot.
No, but this is the funny thing too. It was a story I saw too. They called him the founder, and I didn't like the story too much. But hey, that's how it went down. But it's Hollywood. They embellish it a little bit. But it was the story about how McDonald's became McDonald's, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like how the story came about. That
I have to check it out.
Yeah, to the point where the persons, that's what their family name, they weren't even allowed to use their family name. Like, even though it was their golden arch idea, this guy, he's like, okay, I can take over this idea, and he protected it. So they couldn't even use it.
Intellectual property. This is something.
You understand? They had a good template, but this guy, he was a salesman.
And he ran with it.
He ran with it, gave them ideas, and he made McDonald's what it is in today. It was a lot about real estate. Believe it. It's strange. It's funny. It's very funny. Those golden arches, boy.
But that I wanted to mention then also about there is artistic and creative community that is rising with Let's Talk Art.
Yes.
I would encourage all creatives on any forms to please sign up and follow Let's Talk Art. They have gatherings. They're going to be uncovering and unleashing different events this year.
For sure.
Really trying to connect all the creatives that we have on the island and for us to work together.
Because, I think, like you said, Let's Talk Art is a great growing platform.
Yeah.
And, what we don't realize that this orange economy, it's like $1 billion industry.
It is. And there's analytics and everything to prove.
Exactly. And there's so many people here in St. Maarten that could tap into it. But, we have to understand that the economy has to understand too, or the business people have to realize, like, you need to invest in your people for you to grow up your island.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't do that, then where are we? Where are we? So it's good to say, oh, this was made in St. Maarten.
Exactly.
Or, you maybe go to a Jamaica, then you see this is the local designer, or this is the local artist, or this is the, so it's wonderful to uphold our creative sheroes and heroes, I call it, And Let's Talk Art is a great platform where people can just start registering and just being part of it. Check out their Facebook page, for instance.
And then for sure they'll be doing like gatherings where they will invite professionals who can talk about your intellectual property, protecting it. Trust me, creatives, when you create something, try your best to protect it before you put it on the internet, because there are people who go and they check to see, oh, this is not protected, and they run with your idea that you created, and there's nothing you can do because it's not protected. So if I can give a little tip for creatives, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's like a new project idea or a painting or a print, whatever it is, protect it, or do not release it until you have the funds to protect it, because a lot of that type of piracy of ideas is going on in the world right now.
It's so funny, especially like on social media. I saw this designer, she's designing these types of little gym shorts and tops, and and she really listens to her fan base. Oh, make the strap sticker for us big girls, or do this and do that. And what happened to her was that she went into one of these big conglomerate stores, and she saw her skirt and top in the shop, and she was like, wow, they didn't even change nothing. They just copied everything.
So they bought a piece, and then
and they liked
took
it,
the pattern.
But wait, that's not even the worst part. What happened was this big corporation sent her a letter telling her to cease and desist when it was her thing. And she was like, wait a minute, I have the patents for this idea, my stuff. You could have reached out and say, hey, Zillah, let's collaborate. you know, but they didn't do that. So they're like claiming that the product is their product when it was this young lady's product.
Exactly.
But thank God she patented
Thank God.
her stuff.
But consumers are rising up. Now when companies are doing that to small designers, they are boycotting them. You know, so I love the fact that the consumer base is starting to realize their power and their spending power and their impact.
Yes.
And so now they're like, if they hear news like a company did that to a small company,
yes,
they boycott them, or you know, and that company receives major losses.
Correct,
So-
correct. Well, you know, I think, again, for people that are listening, if you want to register yourself and be part of this creative process, make sure to check out stimuleringsfonds.nl and go to the emerging designers practices and sign up. I mean, maybe just go to the Zoom, you know, that you're in the Zoom call so that you can get more information, maybe not this time around, maybe next time around, you know. But I think, you know, for creatives, just do it. You have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Only things to gain.
Exactly.
Right?
And then a few other points to mention. The travel expenses to Aruba is fully paid for you.
Oh, amazing.
It's going to be like about 2 or 3 days that they will be flying you out there. And then you have about, I think, 1 or 2 days to practice your pitch. And then the final day when you present your pitch. So all expenses, as in the flight, the food, hotel, accommodations, will be provided for you.
Yes.
You just have to make sure that you are available in the month of May.
Got it.
I believe it is the second week of May, like between the 14th to the 17th, that you have to make sure that if you are chosen, that you are available to travel and that you have all your travel documents and everything in order to be able to do that. And if you are not able to travel and was chosen, they will
give you another
opportunity to present to the jury online.
Understood.
But that is in very
special circumstances.
Yes.
Understood. But you know, I think again, it's very important. It's a call, an open call to creatives out there to come on out and, you know, register. That's the basic thing. Start to register, get yourself involved, and hopefully, you know, you learn things along the way.
Yes.
Anything that we could look forward to with regards to Zillah Duzon Creations or Zillah Duzon Creations?
So I knew you was going to ask that question. And they have like 2 things, like projects that I'm working on that I am waiting for the official announcement to be made before I start doing my own announcing of the projects and so on. So they have 2 major ones, but I'm supposed to be in Aruba again this year and probably New York again.
Nice, love it.
I just would have to raise the funding and everything for the one in New York because I just had an interview on Monday with the Caribbean Fashion Council, I believe. And so they are really a group of professionals working in the fashion industry that live in the U.S. that are trying to bring all of their Caribbean designers that they're hearing about. They're trying to bring them into the U.S.
Yes.
So that they can have access to a broader consumer base for their unique products. So that's what I'm hoping that this year I could be a part of.
We're hoping for you too. You know, because it's nice when you see a fashion designer or any creative for that matter, you know, blow up and they're doing great things, you know, because you become as an ambassador for your country. You know, you're going out there, you're in a New York Fashion Week or wherever you go, you representing St.Maarten.
Yes.
And that's a proud moment for anybody. I mean, it's just like when the athletes go to the Olympics, you know, you're like, you know, you're so, yes, exactly, you know, so congratulations to you. And of course, you know, you've got my support. The country loves you. So continue with your creativity and doing your best, Zillah. I'm so happy for you. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
That's it, people. Don't forget your opportunity to get a grant of 25,000 guilders, but you got to be in it. Euros. You got to be in it to be part of it. So make sure to register at stimuleringsfonds.nl. Thank you.